Hi everybody, this is Kevin, and welcome back to another comic book review. And today we're going to take a look at Justice League number 43, written by Robert Venditti and art by Doug Mahnke. And a great cover here by Brian Hitch, who's doing the Batman's Grave comic right now and does a lot of covers for DC. And so far this run's been great. I think this is part 4 of Robert Venditti's run of the conflict of the Eradicator here. And in the first few issues, the Justice League was really getting beat down by this guy, and now they have the upper hand. You can see in the cover that they really have the upper hand. You have Wonder Woman's lasso of truth wrapping him up, and she's got the sword. Actually, Superman looks like he's holding the sword there with the help of Wonder Woman. But you see lying down is the Flash, and then you got Batman in the background. But anyway, let's just jump right into it. This has been a great run with great artwork. Whoa, we're really skipping ahead there. But what happened was the Flash used his speed, the Speed Force or whatever, to get the Eradicator to this unknown planet where there's no red sun, so he doesn't have powers. So I'm showing all the heroes here. The Flash is lying down. Wonder Woman's got her sword. Superman doesn't have his powers either because of the red sun. Batman is trying to encourage Madame Xanadu to use her magic, but her power is faltering. And John Stewart there is using his lantern ring. And it's a final battle here with the Justice League against the Daxamites and the Eradicator. And he says, "Advance, Legion of Daxam, you must return to Earth." And great shot here on the sunless alien world. You really see all the characters here looking great. And, Madame Xanadu uses her magic to disperse the might of the arcane. Disperse! And she's lying on the ground. Batman's like, "Oh no, we've lost her." So there's a lot of casualties going on here. The Daxamites are trying to use their powers, but their heat vision's gone because they're on the sunless Earth. And John Stewart here uses the lantern ring to make a freaking tank. I mean, look at that. Wadoom! And he's shooting them all, I guess, with the tank. Batman's dinging people in the face. And then you see the Eradicator keep saying, analyzing, and he's trying to figure out where his powers are, I guess. Trying to figure out why he lost his powers. And Superman punched this guy right in the face. You can see he's grabbing his hand because, he's weaker here on the sunless Earth, the sunless planet. And Wonder Woman's, defeating all these people. So the Justice League finally has the upper hand here. Terrific artwork with Wonder Woman there. And he says, analysis complete, and he's killing his own men here. And he says, you're useless. You're not going to live up to Krypton's legacy. So he's just killing his own men, and he's eradicating everybody. And they're like, "No, Eradicator, please stop." And now John Stewart gets a freaking wrecking ball and hits the Eradicator right in the face of that. Whack. And he says, "Killing your own troops, that's a no-go." And Superman's bleeding here. Batman finally got his wish from that movie. "Tell me, do you bleed?" So, and then Batman's got this little flash grenade. They're really beating up on the Eradicator here. And, but then he turns the assault back to John Stewart and is able to attack him. And now it looks like he's got the upper hand all of a sudden. But Superman says, you need to analyze me and use me as a template. And he does the analysis, and he figures out that, he's a Kryptonian, and he's going to analyze him and consume all of his power. And he begins to do so, with Batman saying, "Stop, Clark." So he's in the process of extracting his data for Krypton's legacy. And you see his face is melting away there, when all of a sudden Wonder Woman comes behind him. And it was all a ploy to get his back turned so Wonder Woman could come right behind him. And she rips his head off. And she says, "No mere machine can withstand it. The blade." And she rips his freaking head off. How crazy is that? And in his last breath, he says, "Function to safeguard and preserve Krypton." And then, he just goes blank. So they get the Flash. He's finally up. I guess the Flash was taking a snoozer the whole time. And he's saying, "We need to go on a little vacation. I'm not running anymore. I need to get some slippers or something." So they go inside John Stewart's lantern ring there. And he calls in the Green Lantern Corps. I think that's Kilowog and Jessica Cruz, and gets all the remaining Daxamites to get him to prison. they're talking to Sodom Yat over there, the senator who warned them in issue 39 that set this event in motion. And they give him, clearance to go back home. Everyone's, talking about how, they saved the day, of course, and everything's all well and good. And, obviously Batman and Madame Xandu's not here. And here's Batman with Madame Xanadu basically saying, don't leave. We need you as a part of the Justice League. Don't go. And Batman's able to read this card here, and he says, Judgment. And she says, you know your arcana? And he says, doesn't mean I believe in it. They believe in you. A great obstacle awaits the Justice League rebirth, inflicting honesty, blame, reckoning. And it says, next, the monster's on the loose. So we got another little event coming up. Great drawing of her, obviously. What's going on between Batman and Madame Xanadu? Got to keep her around. I kind of hope she stays around the Justice League in the next issue just to see what happens. But, every 2 weeks we get a nice issue of the Justice League. Great writing by Robert Venditti. Art's changed a little bit. We had Aaron Lopresti do a few issues. Doug Mahnke do a few issues. Brian Hitch obviously doing the covers. And, this is definitely a top-tier book in the DC universe to read. Definitely pays for the trade. What was this, 4 issues? I kind of feel like they kind of rushed it. Because I had heard that Robert Venditti likes to go for the long-form stories. And, the first few issues, they were getting their ass kicked by the Eradicator. Then all of a sudden, this issue, they mopped the floor with him. But overall, great artwork, great story. And it's definite recommend. So I look forward to reading the next issue. And hopefully Robert Venditti stays on it for quite a while. And that's really all I have to say. So if you read it, let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to give a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and stay tuned for more comic book reviews coming soon. Everyone have a great day. Bye.